Hello everyone and welcome to music class. My name is Matthew Silpot and I hope you had a wonderful break and you have been having a wonderful term so far. So today we're going to look at what we call signs, symbols and cues. Before we get into that, here's a little activity I want you to do. I hope you can read and do what is on your screen right about now here. So there are a series of gestures and you're using your hands to clap and feet to stomp. That's it. I hope you can follow the rhythm and do all of that. So I'm going to give you the pulse and you go ahead with it. Alright? So here we go. Let's go a test run. Alright. So I'll cue in. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And stomp, 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 clap, stomp, stomp, clap, 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 stomp, clap, 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 stomp. How many of you made it? Don't tell anyone truth, you know. Let's try it again. Do one more time. See if you can do it without the gestures. And I'll call them out for you. Ready? And then when we get to the end, we're going to go reverse order. So get to the end, we're going reverse order. 2, 3, let's go. Stomp, clap, stomp, clap, stomp, 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 clap, stomp, stomp, clap, 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 stomp, clap, 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 stomp, stomp, clap, 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 stomp, clap, 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 stomp, stomp, clap, stomp, 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 clap, stomp, clap, stomp, clap. Hey! All right. All warmed up. Yeah. So we were using two parts of our bodies, and in music, this is kind of representing the sound. So we have a sound and we have a symbol to represent that sound. In this one particular, we're doing clap and stomp. So what we're using to represent clap? Did you say your hands? If you said that, you were correct. Oh, what you're doing for your stomping is feet. All right? So you can go back and do those activities. If it's too hard for you, that tempo, you can slow it down until I get up to speed. All right. So signs, symbols, and cues. So when you hear these terms now, so as I said before, those were the symbols associated with the sound. So we're going to get going a little bit more with that. We have things, anybody like pizza? You like pizza? My daughter loves pizza. So imagine a pizza, oval shape, and how do we eat pizza? It's usually shared, right? So you have it shared into parts. So our first cousin mathematics, you can see you cut it in half, you have 2 parts. If you cut it in quarters, how many you have? 4. And if you cut it into the eating slice, which are 8s, you have 8 of them. Same way with music. Imagine, so we have what we call whole note, and this values 4 counts or 4 beats. So if we were to clap a whole note, we're not clapping 4 times, you know. We're clapping once and we're holding for 4. So if we're clapping, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 1, 2, 3. That's wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to keep yourself in check, you can do this with your hand. Just move your hands in motion. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your whole note. The formal name is semi-breve, but we say whole note. Whole note is fine. The next one down, so that's the whole pizza. The next one down, half notes. So if you have 2 halves, so we have 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Whole note. 1, 2, 3, 2 halves. 1, 2, 1, 2. See? Simple as that. The next level is our going quarters. Yeah, so now we have 4 parts. So each one now gets 1. So imagine on the whole note you would have clapped once, half notes twice, quarter note 3 times? No, 4. So we have 4 of them, 4 quarters. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole note. 1, 2, 3. 2 halves. 1, 2, 1, 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing to point out is that all of these notes are even. So they're evenly spaced. Notice I'm having each one out of 4. So they're always even. The next set of slices, we have 8. So we need 8 of them. So we're clapping 8 times. They're also shorter beats. So now, as we're going down the line, the beats are getting shorter, but still even. So now we don't say 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't count like that for the 8s. So we're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So those are the 8. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. So let me hear. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that should take it to 8 of them. So 8 of them will make the complete set. So 8 notes. So we're stopping there. So we have whole note 4, half note values 2, the quarter note is 1, 8th note values a half. Yeah? So if we put all of them down the line, which you're seeing on your screen right now, so if we're clapping them, listen to our percussive thing in the background, keeping our beat for. So we go 1, 2, 3, half notes, 2, 1, 2, quarter, 1, 2, 3, and 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Yeah, so you're clapping them, and with all of these, music always is not in that you can mix them. However, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So the breakdown of your notes, how each symbol is represented by sound in terms of duration. There's another term for that in music that we call rhythm. So knowing the rhythm, long or short, so depending on the notation that you're using, if it's 2 whole notes, how many times that? How many counts? Should be 8 counts. If it's 2 half notes, how many counts? 4. If it's 8 quarter notes, how many counts? 8. Right? So how they are spaced, that's fine. So besides the notes, you can't make sound all the time in music. Music really starts with silence. So each note has a representing symbol that indicates rest. So each symbol, so look at the first one for example. What the whole note rest looks like is almost like an upside down hat. So when you see that symbol, that means that you are to be quiet for 4 counts. So if you're clapping for 4, 1, 2, 3, rest for 4. So you're resting for 4. The next one, which is our half note, it does look like a hat. Turn the right way. So when you see that, how long are you going to be silent for? 2 counts. And this one is always a little tricky one to draw. So people normally say it's a Z or Z and a C combined. So it's Z, C. And that's your quarter note rest. And that values 1, just like the quarter. Your 8th note rest look like a 7, a little number 7 with a little twirly thing. And that's, if you see those symbols, then that means that you're resting for half a beat. Cool? So whole note rest, upside down hat, half note rest, hat, quarter note, the Z and the C, and your 8th, like your 7. So when you see these symbols representing these notes, it means that you have to be quiet for that set amount of time. So if you see the upside down hat, that's for the hat looking like, it's not a hat, but it looks that way. So, you're resting for 2, and your squiggly one, which is your Z and C, is your quarter note rest, and the 7 is half a beat. So bear all of those in mind. Good. So let's go to the next thing. So after we've learned all of that about notes and duration, we spoke about signs, and so music itself, when we talk about the timing of it, I noticed when we started, I was keeping a particular time. So I was saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So music has 3 different types of time that it can be in. So we can either be in duple time, which means that we're in 2, which is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or we could be in 3, which is triple. So that sounds like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or we could be in quadruple, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And if you notice where my downbeats are, that's the accent. 1, 2. That's where my 1 is. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. To make it easier, I could give you some songs that could be associated with those times. For example, you know, twinkle, twinkle, little star, oh, I wonder what you are. That's duple. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, oh, I wonder what you are. Notice, I'm beating the time. I'm not beating the rhythm. If I was to beat the rhythm, it would sound like this. That's rhythm. The time is, that doesn't change. It keeps on going right until you finish singing. Yeah? So don't mix those up. The song that could be used with triple time is, you know, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. So, or any triple time in music would feel like a waltz. Ran-tu-ti, ran-ta-ta, ran-ta-ta-ta. Anything that feels that way is triple. Alright, and the next one, quadruple, is anything, any probably popular song that you know, could be in quadruple. Joanne, Joanne, 4, quadruple. 1, call the next one. Any song. So who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows. Da 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 da. So any popular song you can think about. Usually triple. This long time I may never see you. Come let me hold your hand for. Long time I may never see you. And so on and so forth. So when you get those type of feel, you know exactly what time you're in. Remember, the time or the beat is different from the rhythm of it. All right, cool. So next thing. So here's a nice little activity that we're going to be looking at. Here I have a whole, well, there's some pockets. So numbered 1 to 9, I have some representation of our sound in some of the notes that we spoke about. Which one of the notes are up there? Can you tell? If you said quarter notes and eighth notes, you are very correct. Yes, quarter notes and eighth notes. And we have something else that's interesting there, which is our quarter note rest. So if we were to clap those, and this is another part, we can use utterance patterns. That's what we call them in music. You want to use them to kind of remember the rhythm. So let's say, for example, we're going to call all the quarter notes yam. And when we see the set of eighth notes, we're going to say dumpling. Simple terms. So it's yam, dumpling. So if I was supposed to clap from 1 to 3, that would sound like this. Yam, 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 yam. Yam, yam, dumpling. dumpling, 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 dumpling. So you're not going to clap that rest because it's supposed to be rest. You're not even supposed to do this. Yam, yam, dumpling, rest. That if it's a rest, you're still making sound. So you have to say yam, yam, dumpling. I'll leave it alone. Leave it there. The next one, 4 to 6. So you have yam, yam, dumpling, dumpling, yam, yam. Dumpling, dumpling, yam. Nams, heaven to dime. Looks a little tricky, yeah? So we have dumpling, yam, yam, dumpling, yam, yam, dumpling, dumpling, dumpling. Cool. So here my band's going to come in now with a little music to give us as guide, and we're going to clap all of them all the way down from 1 to 9, right? So we want it to intro, so it's a little bit slower, the tempo is a little slower, if you listen carefully. So we're going to get our practice run. Yam, 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 dumpling, 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 dumpling. There we go from the top. And go. Yam, 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 dumpling, 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 dumpling. 4 to 6, here we go. Yam, yam, dumpling, dumpling, yam, yam. Dumpling, dumpling, yam. 7 to 9, here we go. And dumpling, yam, yam, dumpling, yam, yam, dumpling, dumpling, dumpling. I'm gonna flip the script on you. Let's go. 1, 5, 9. And yam, 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 yam. Dumpling, dumpling. 8, 5, 2. Let's try that one. And dumpling, yam, yam, dumpling, yam, 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 dumpling. All right, let's try 6, 5, 4. And dumpling, dumpling, yam, 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 dumpling, dumpling. All right, cool. So you can use this in any arrangement you possibly can. So do me a favor. Right now, can you divide a page just as how you see there and put all the rhythms that you see there, then you're going to cut them out and just scramble them and put them in it. Just randomly pick and see what you come up with and call it your rhythm or your rhythmic exercise or what it is, right? And see what you can, and you can put them more than once so you can create parts. So right now we were just clapping, making sounds. You could put it to another level and add another element we call pitch. So you could put sound, another, put actual pitch to it. So it could be la. So it'd be la, 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 whatever it is. Yeah? Right, so see what you come up with and mix it up and just call it whatever you want to do. And see you next time on music. Happy making music.